In this video, we'll be answering one of the most fundamental questions of all. What exactly is facilities management? Welcome everyone, I'm Chris from the Zen Group. Thanks for watching. Before we get started, a bit of housekeeping. Please remember to go below, click the button to subscribe, turn on your notifications. That way you won't miss a single video that'll really help you raise your facilities management game. So let's make this quick. If we want to know what facilities management is, all we need to do is consult the Oracle. Alexa, what is facilities management?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Okay, this is going to be harder than anticipated. So let's cut to the chase. Facilities management is the management of services within the built environment that allow an organisation to go about its core business. What's core business? Core business is the primary activity of an organisation. It's the reason it exists. So for a firm of accountants, the core business is accountancy. For a hospital, it's healthcare. For a retail company, it's retail. You get the idea. Here's a question for you. What is the core business of your organisation? If you think you know the answer, put it in a comment below this video. It'd be very interesting for us to see what the backgrounds are of the people who are watching this video. Now, all of these organisations will have buildings and premises that allow them to go about their business. They could be offices, it could be hospitals, it could be shops, it could be studios. These buildings, they need maintaining, they need cleaning, you may need reception staff, you may need to dispose of the waste generated within those buildings, you may need security staff to keep the place secure. All of this takes a lot of organising and managing. So ask yourself this, would you prefer your accountants or your doctors or your sales staff or retail staff to be looking after all this stuff, or would you prefer that they be focusing on what they do best? Step forward, the facilities manager. It's the job of the facilities manager to manage these essential services, to keep a workplace functioning so that those core frontline staff can focus on their jobs and to provide a productive, happy and safe environment for employees, customers and visitors. Now, we've touched on a couple of these services already, but in reality there are many more. And they'll vary from one organisation to the next, and possibly even from 1 year to the next. For example, at the beginning of 2020, how many facilities managers would have anticipated that later in the year they'd be in charge of disease prevention and infection control? Not many, I'd imagine. Now, there are many different ways of going about facilities management. Individual services or bundles of services or even entire FM departments could be outsourced, or they could all be kept in-house. We'll explore this in more detail in another video, but again, why not drop a comment below, let us know whether the FM department in your organisation is in-house or whether it's outsourced, and if you're a facilities manager yourself, do you work in-house or do you work as part of a facilities management service provider? Now, this is where most descriptions of facilities management end. But this is why most descriptions of facilities management completely miss the mark. Because facilities management, or FM as we call it in the industry, is more than just chasing cleaners around a building. It's a strategic management discipline. Whoa, strategy! There's a word that gets bandied around a lot. So let's just make sure we know exactly what strategy is. When we talk about strategy, we're talking long-term planning. We're looking 2, 3, 5, even 10 years ahead. We're anticipating where the business is going and what the needs of the organisation will be in the future so that we can meet those needs. For instance, if the organisation is planning to grow, do we need to take on more office space, or can we better utilise what we've already got? Will the larger headcount place a greater strain on the building, and how do we need to adjust our maintenance schedules to compensate for this? If the company is planning to hire new staff, how can we use the facilities to help attract the best talent? Will a larger workforce result in increased utilities costs? And what can we do to try and keep those costs down? The list goes on, but the key is this. In order to provide effective FM, you need to think about the impacts that facilities management can have on the organisation as a whole, both now and in the future. Can FM be used to reduce costs? Can it be used to attract talent? Can it be used to improve productivity? In fact, could FM be used to make money for the organisation? In order to answer these questions, you need to think long term. You need to know where the business is going. You need to be aware of external factors that may impact the business and may impact the facilities management function. For example, political, economic or legal factors. How can you take these factors, identify any opportunities they may bring, or mitigate any risks that they may pose? You need to keep on top of technological advances and figure out how you can use those to your advantage. That's what facilities management is really about, and that is what great facilities managers really do. Think of it like a game of chess. A beginner chess player will learn how the pieces are allowed to move on the board. That is the equivalent of understanding your basic services, maintenance, cleaning, etc., etc. A good chess player will know how to string together a series of effective moves to try and break through their opponent's defences. That's the equivalent of managing your services in the short term to be able to find short-term cost savings or productivity improvements and so on. But a great chess player will be able to look ahead by 10 to 20 moves, formulate a strategy, anticipate how their opponent may respond to that strategy, adjust the strategy accordingly, and then constantly evaluate and reformulate the strategy in order to win the game. Did I mention the word strategy enough times? That's because the ability to think strategically is what separates the good facilities managers from the great ones. And that leads us on to our key takeaway from this video. If you want to be a great facilities manager, you need to think beyond the day-to-day, month-to-month business of overseeing FM operations. Find out what your organisation plans to do over the next 5 years and think about how FM can support those plans. Research and keep on top of external developments, political, economic, social, technological, legal, environmental, or PESTLE, and think about how they could affect the business and how they could affect facilities management function. Now on this channel, we'll be exploring all sorts of techniques and concepts that can take your facilities managers from good to great. But if you only learn one thing, if you only watch one video, make sure this is what you take away. The key to great FM is the ability to think strategically. Okay, if you liked this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications to make sure you keep up to date with all of our latest videos. If you want to find out more about FM training, accredited qualifications, or FM recruitment services, head on over to www.xenongroup.co.uk, which should be flashing on the screen right now. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.